even
like
in that, if evolution is driving all of this, isn't survival of the fittest a aspect of evolution in that the strongest survive? Like, why is murder wrong? It's
well, I
not
mean,
wrong for the rest of the animals out there.
yeah, well, that's a good question, Sheldon. And I know from many conversations that the standard response is that there's an evolutionary advantage for certain species to band together and comes to some sort of agreement so that we can united we stand, divided we fall, so to speak, and we'll survive better. That's the standard response. But when we actually look at the data, we find actually that's not necessary at all. To the northern pike, for example, is a fish that is found throughout the northern hemisphere. Very successful
Very
fish as far
tasty.
tasty too, but it has no qualms whatsoever of eating its own young. Even I have seen a photograph of a pike that's trying to swallow another northern pike almost at same size. And you got this big one pike with another pike hanging out of the mouth. They have no sense of ethics whatsoever. It's just whoever can eat the most and bottom line propagate your genes the best becomes and so it survives all over the world. Now, human nature, for example, a human example, Genghis Khan, for example, there are some interesting papers in peer-reviewed journals that basically prove or give strong evidence that he is the most successful man as far as propagating his genes go that has ever lived. Many times more men carry Genghis Khan's Y chromosome today than any other man in history. So we need to look at, if we want to be successful from a Darwinian perspective, we need to look at Genghis Khan as the poster boy. So what did Genghis Khan do? Well, very politically incorrect things. Let's put it that way. Like, he treated women as his own. Basically, there's one famous quote that I can't say verbatim here, but I have. And he says that one of his great joys in life is to vanquish men and rulers and stuff, take their women and have sex with them. And basically, as a way of saying to the men, we've totally dominated you. And to show that, we're taking your women and we're going to use them any way we wish. Now, in
Probably not
Genghis,
with their consent.
absolutely not with a woman's consent. But as a result, he has more descendants than any other man in human history that we've been able to detect in science, looking at Y chromosomes. So to say that Darwinian evolution produces a high moral standard, well, the data just doesn't support that at all. And so it turns out that we've evolved this moral sense so that we can all get along together type of thing is a creative story. It's wishful thinking that is not supported by the data. Furthermore, you just need to work in a daycare center with little kids to find out what you see. If some Darwinian process has produced morality within us, then that has to be carried through the genes. It has to be a biological transfer process. But when you actually look, so you would expect it's the natural way we would be. We would all grow up, we would all naturally be ethical and moral and everything else. Having had 6 children myself and having had enormous amounts of data that confirm my own observations, we never had to teach our children how to lie. We did not have to teach them how to fight each other and how to hit each other to take each other's stuff. We never had to teach them that at all. That was totally natural. So if you want to know what any so-called Darwinian process would produce as far as ethics go, just look at little kids. We actually had to work hard to tell them not to lie, to train them not to lie, to tell the truth, to not hit each other, and to not take each other's stuff. We had to work hard. And in fact, I seldom agree with Richard Dawkins, but he agrees to the same thing. He's actually said, we will don't look at biology to get morality. You'll have to teach it. And so we're back to teaching, but teach what? I mean, stuff we make up, or is there some ultimate standard of right and wrong that we're actually aware of justice and injustice and so forth?